Good morning, everyone. David Atkins, target individual. And today I'm going to be talking about some very good information. And thanks for all the prayers and stuff yesterday. I got hit harder than I've ever got hit before in the whole time my target. And I was immobilized totally in my bed, nausea. My whole body was vibrating with electricity. My head was burning. All kinds of stuff was happening. And it just immobilized my arms and legs felt like jello, like I had no strength at all, like I had no muscles, like I was just my arms and legs were just there. So anyway, that lets me know I'm on the right track as far as information, but I thank you for all your prayers and stuff. And anyway, I'm going to get started today. Man, I found some really good information. Well, a friend passed it on to me, but anyway, she passed it on to me, and it's a lawsuit file. But this is not. I'm not going to read the lawsuit. I'm reading the information he presented in his lawsuit, and it was told to get it out everywhere. I've read over the information. The information's accurate. It's exactly what's going on. So I'm just reading this dude's lawsuit minutes. This lawsuit, the information he's sharing about what's going on with us, because it's accurate. And please share this everywhere, because this information is 100% accurate, if not more. But, there may be some discrepancies. I'm sure we don't know everything about it, but, what I've read is accurate. Now, they may have the wrong person that's doing it, but, who knows? But they're suing the NSA. And anyway, I'm going to start out with a Bible verse like I always do. And I wanted to get this video over with before I start getting tortured. I got a little break right now. I'm getting vibrated right now. But everything's okay right now because I'm used to it. But yesterday was so, I laid in bed like this. Man, my arms didn't even feel like they had no strength, no muscles, no nothing. My arms or legs. Okay. 2 Timothy 3:1-5. But know this, that in the last day perilous times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power, and from such people turn away. For this is the sort of people are who creep into households and make captives of gullible women loaded down with sins, led away by various lusts, always learning and never able to come to knowledge of the truth. Okay, here we go. This is some good information. Okay. And then bear with me, because it's kind of small writing. Okay. Give me 1 second. It's trying to mess up now. Okay. Go right here. Okay. Charts below depict anyway. A lawsuit filed against U.S. National Security Agent reveals a frightening array of technology and programs designed to keep them tabs on individuals. John St. Clair, AKWEI versus National Security Agent, Fort George G. Meade, Maryland, USA. The following documents compromise evidence. Anyway, the NSA's mission: domestic intelligence operations, communication intelligence, blanket coverage of electric communications in the U.S. and the world to ensure national security. The NSA at Fort Meade, Maryland, has had most advanced computers in the world since the early 1960s. The NSA technology is developed and implemented in secret from private corporations, academia, and the general public. Signals intelligence mission of the NSA has evolved into a program of decoding EMF waves in the environment for wirelessly tapping into computers and track persons with electrical currents in their bodies. Signals intelligence is based on the fact that everything in the environment with electrical current in it has a magnetic flux around it, which gives off EMF waves. The NSA and DoD Department of Defense developed proprietary advanced digital equipment which can remotely analyze all objects, whether man-made or organic. They have electric activity. Domestic intelligence, or DOMINT, The NSA has records on all U.S. citizens. NSA gathers information from U.S. citizens who might be of interest to any of the over 50,000 NSA agents. These agents are authorized by executive order to spy on anyone. The NSA has a permanent national security anti-terrorist surveillance network in place. The surveillance network is completely disguised and hidden from the public. Tracking individuals in the U.S. is easily and cost-effectively implemented with NSA's electronic surveillance network. This network covers the entire U.S., involves tens of thousands of NSA personnel, and tracks millions of persons simultaneously. Cost-effective implementation of operations is assured by NSA computer technology designed to minimize operations costs. NSA personnel serve in quasi-public positions in their communities and run covert businesses and legitimate businesses that can inform the intelligence community of persons they would want to track. NSA personnel in the community usually have covert identities such as social workers, lawyers, business owners. Individual citizens occasionally targeted for surveillance by independently operating NSA personnel. NSA personnel can control the lives of hundreds and thousands of individuals in the U.S. by using NSA's domestic intelligence network cover businesses. The operations independently run by them can sometimes go beyond the bounds of law. Long-term control and sabotage of tens of thousands of unwitting citizens by NSA operatives is likely to happen. NSA has the ability to assassinate U.S. citizens covertly or run covert psychological control operations to cause subjects to be diagnosed with mental health. 2. NSA's domestic electronic surveillance network. As of the early 1960s, the most advanced computers in the world were at NSA. Fort Meade research breakthroughs with these computers were kept for the NSA. At the present time, the NSA has nanotechnology computers that are 15 years ahead of present computer technology. The NSA obtains blanket coverage of information in the U.S. by using advanced computers that use artificial intelligence to screen all communications regardless of medium for keywords that should be brought to attention of NSA agents, scriptologists. These computers monitor all communications in the transmitting and receiving ends. This blanket coverage of the U.S. has resulted in NSA's signal intelligence mission. The NSA's electronic surveillance network is based on a cellular arrangement of devices that can monitor the entire electromagnetic frequency spectrum. This equipment was developed and implemented and kept secret in the same manner as other electronic warfare programs. Signals intelligence remote computer tampering. The NSA keeps track of all PCs and other computers sold in the U.S. This is an integral part of the domestic intelligence network. The NSA's EMF equipment can tune in RF remote frequencies emissions from personnel computer circuit boards while filtering out emissions from monitors and power supplies. The RF emission from the PC circuit board contains digital information in the PC. Coded RF waves from the NSA's equipment can resonate PC circuits and change data in the PCs. Thus, the NSA can gain wireless modem-style entry into any computer in the country for surveillance or anti-terrorist electronic warfare. Detecting EMF fields in humans for surveillance. A subject's bioelectric field can be remotely detected, so subjects can be monitored anywhere they are. With special EMF equipment, NSA cryptologists can remotely read evoked potentials from EEGs. These can be decoded into a person's brain states and thoughts. The subject is then perfectly monitored from a distance. NSA personnel can dial up any individual in the country on the Signals Intelligent EMF scanning network, and the NSA's computers will then pinpoint and track that person 24 hours a day. The NSA can pick out and track anyone in the U.S. NSA Signal Intelligence uses the EMF brain stimulation. NSA Signals Intelligence uses EMF brain stimulation for remote neural monitoring electronic brain link. EMF brain stimulation has been in development since MK Ultra program of the early 1950s, which included neurological research into radiation and bioelectric research and development. The resulting secret technologies categorized at the National Security Archives radiation intelligence defined as information and unintentionally emanated electromagnetic waves in the environment, not including radioactive or nuclear detonation. Signals Intelligence implemented and kept this technology secret in the same manner as other electronic warfare programs of the U.S. government. NSA monitors available information about this technology and withholds scientific research from the public. There are also internal intelligence agreements to keep this technology secret. The NSA has proprietary electric equipment that analyze electrical activity in humans from a distance. Their computer-generated brain mapping can continue monitoring all of the electrical activity in the brain continuously. They record, decode individual brain maps of hundreds of thousands of persons for national security purposes. EMF brain stimulation is also secretly used by military for brain-to-computer link in military fighter craft, for example. For electronic surveillance purposes, electrical activity in the speech center of the brain can be translated into the subject's verbal thoughts. Remote neural monitoring can send encoded signals to the brain's auditory cortex, thus allowing communications direct to the brain, bypassing the ears. The NSA operatives can use this to covertly debilitate subjects by simulating auditory hallucinations characteristics of the paranoid and schizophrenic. Without any contact with the subject, remote neural monitoring can map out electrical activity from the visual cortex of a subject's brain and show images from the subject's brain on the video monitor. These operatives see what the surveillance subject's eyes are seeing. Visual memory can also be seen. Remote neural monitoring can send images directly to the visual cortex, bypassing the eyes and optic nerves. These operatives can use this surreptitiously to put images into a surveillance subject's brain while they are in REM sleep for brain programming purposes. Capabilities of NSA operatives using remote neural monitoring. There's been signals intelligence networks in the U.S. since the 40s. The NSA Fort Meade has in place a vast two-way wireless remote neural monitoring system, which is used to track subjects and non-invasively monitor audio-visual information in their brains. This is all done with no physical contact of the subject. RNM is the ultimate method of surveillance and domestic intelligence. Speech, 3D sound, subliminal audio can be sent to the auditory cortex of the subject's brain, and images can be sent into the visual cortex. RNM can alter a person's perceptions, moods, and motor control. Speech cortex / auditory cortex link has become the ultimate communication system for the intelligence community. RNM allows for complete audio-visual brain-to-brain link or brain-to-computer link. NSA SIGINT can remotely detect, identify, and monitor a person's bioelectric fields. The signals intelligence has the proprietary ability to monitor remotely and non-invasively information in the human brain by digitally decoding evoked potentials in the 30 to 50 hertz, 5 milliwatt electromagnetic emissions from the brain. Neuronal activity in the brain creates a shifting electrical pattern that has a shifting magnetic flux. This magnetic flux put out a constant 30 hertz, like I said before. Contained in an electronic emission from the brain are spikes and patterns called evoked potentials. Every thought, reaction, motor, command, auditory event, and visual image in the brain has a corresponding evoked potential or a set of evoked potentials. The EMF emission from the brain can be decoded into current thoughts, images, and sounds in the subject's brain. They use EMF transmitted brain stimulations as a communication system to transmit information as well as nervous system messages to intelligence agencies and also transmit to the brains of covert operations subjects. EMF brain stimulation works by sending a complexly coded and pulsed electromagnetic signal to trigger evoked potentials in the brain or events. Evoked potentials and events, same thing, thereby forming sound and visual images in the brain's neural circuits. Brain stimulation can also change a person's brain states and affect motor control. Two-way electronic brain link is done by remotely monitoring neural audio-visual information while transmitting sound to the auditory cortex, bypassing the ears, and transmitting faint images to the visual cortex by bypassing the optic nerves and eyes. The images appear as floating 2D screens in the brain. Two-way electronic brain link has become the ultimate communication system for the personnel. Remote neural monitoring bioelectrical information in the human brain has become the ultimate surveillance system. It is used by a limited number of agents in the intelligence community. Remote neural monitoring requires decoding of the resonance of frequency of each special brain. That frequency is then modulated in order to oppose information in that specific brain area. The frequency, which varies, has spawned from 3 hertz to 50 hertz. Only signals intelligence modulates signals in this frequency band. The modulated information can be put into the brain at various intensities from subliminal to perceptible. Each person's brain has a unique bioelectric resonance entrainment frequencies, Sending audio information to a person's brain at the frequency of another person's auditory cortex would result in that audio information not being perceived. The plaintiff learned of remote neural monitoring by being in two-way or remote neural contact with the Kinicom group at NSA Fort Meade. They used RNM 3D sound direct to the brain to harass the plaintiff from October 1990 to 91. They have had two-way remote narrow monitor communication with the planet and has used remote to attempt to incapacitate the planet to hinder the planet from going to authorities about their activities. The CARICOM group has about 100 persons working 24 hours a day at Fort Meade. They also have brain-tapped persons that's in contact, and I'm reading this lawsuit, so you can believe that stuff's going on with him or not. You got to come up with it on your own. I believe it's possible. I can't say for sure, but I believe him. I know the stuff he's talking about is real. The equipment, the tactics, remote monitoring, tracking of individuals in a location inside buildings, continuously anywhere in the country. A system for inexpensive implementation for these operations allows for thousands of persons in every community to be spied on constantly by NSA. Remote neuromonitoring devices remotely reads these evoked potentials, EEGs of the human brain for tracking it, can send messages through their nervous system, affect their performance, can electronically identify individuals and track them anywhere in the U.S. It's on a network and used for domestic intelligence operations, government security, military-based security in case of bioelectric warfare. Spotters and walk-bys in metropolitan areas, tens of thousands of persons in the area working as spotters, neighborhood, business place spies, sometimes unwillingly, following and checking on subjects who have been identified for covert control by the NSA personnel. Agents working out of offices can be in constant communication with spotters who are keeping track of the thousands of subjects in public. Agents in remote offices can instantly identify, using remote neuromonitoring, any individual spotted in public who is in contact with a surveillance subject. Chemicals and drugs into the residential buildings were hidden, installed, and maintained plumbing lines. NSA has kits for running lines of residential tap water and air ducts of subjects for delivery of drugs such as sleeping gas or brainwash aiding drugs. This is an outgrowing of the pharmacology. Brief overview of proprietary U.S. intelligence equipment. Fixed network of special EMF equipment that can read EEGs in human brains and identify and track individuals by using digital computers. Electrical stimulation to the brain via EMF signal from NSA intelligence and is used to control subjects. Electromagnetic frequency equipment that gathers information from PC circuit boards by deciphering RF emissions, therefore gaining wireless modem-style entry into any personnel computer. All equipment hidden. All technology secret, all scientific research unreported as in electronic warfare research. Not known to the public at all. Complete, thorough implementation of this method has been placed since early 1980s. There we go, folks. And that's it. So anyway, I thank you for the prayers, and I hope the information I shared today that you understood it. And there was some, I don't know where I was reading it at. I must not have, I read it. And that was about the kits they have of running stuff in people's pipelines and stuff. So anyway, I'm feeling a lot better today. I am getting hit in the legs, but it's a slow hit. They take shifts on me. They'll hit me hard, and then they'll take it off all the way for a minute. Then they'll throw it at me, half my body, and then they'll go to upper half, lower half. They alternate. But anyway, thanks for the prayers, and God bless y'all. I hope y'all are doing good as well. And I have some very interesting videos coming up. I thought that video was interesting. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button and put a comment in the section if you don't mind. There's been some really good conversation struck up in the comment section. And the only reason I ask for likes is, it's not for me or my channel or nothing like that. It's just, the word needs to get out. People need to understand this is real. So anyway, thank y'all and God bless y'all. Have a great day.